Okay, live. Okay, I think we're live on YouTube, hopefully. I think someone is. ¿Ya lo checaste, Nat? No. So we're live. Hi, everyone. Hola, todo el mundo around the world. I am Marissa. I am part of Equal Playing Field in Mexico, and I have some people that, I mean, to me, you have to be crazy to choose to be a goalkeeper. But I'm talking to goalkeepers today because we're doing PKs, and Dina is doing PKs, and I think she's doing amazing. Last I checked, she was in 5,010. We're going to talk to goalkeepers about PKs. So how do you prepare? And I have a great crew with me right now. We're lucky to have them. I have Megan. Megan is an assistant coach at Rice. She played LSU. She played professional Norway and was a goalkeeper for the Houston Dash too for a little bit. Then I have Brisa. Brisa is currently the goalkeeper for Club Puebla Femenil, which is a professional team in Mexico, and amazing person too. I get to be here every day with her. And I have Natalia Taja. Natalia Taja, I could tell you a lot about Natalia Taja. I used to coach her. She played for Noria FC. She's currently playing college in Mexico for Tec de Monterrey Campus Guadalajara. And we will have Teresa joining us in a little bit, who is the goalkeeper for the Jordan national team. So we have a lot of experience, different leagues, different everything. Tenemos todo distinto. Bienvenida Natalia, Brisa. Welcome, Megan. So first question, and whoever wants to answer, it's good, and I can start, or I'm going to start with Megan, then Brisa, and Natalia, because this is the first question, is what made you choose being a goalkeeper? After having all these positions, who kick the ball and can score, you said, no, I want to stand, use my hands, and have this responsibility, because it's the biggest responsibility on the field. Megan, why?
Yes. Well, I actually grew up in a family of goalkeepers. I'm the youngest of three. Okay. My brother is 2 years older, was a goalkeeper. My sister's 5 years older, also a goalkeeper. So we would all train together. I would watch their games, and I just played because they played, and I went to training because they went to training, and then eventually it was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of good at this. I kind of like this. I don't mind throwing my hands at someone's feet and going into crosses and getting into traffic, those things. So probably at the age of 12 or 13, I was playing a little bit of both. I was playing some midfield, playing in goal, and then it just felt like I was a little better and more myself when I played in goal. You have to be a little different to be a goalkeeper, and I felt like I had that.
Different, yeah.
But I really liked training with my siblings, and I really think that helped a ton. I was always playing with older kids and getting shot on by boys and those things. Played soccer in the backyard with my brother, breaking things, and I think that was what got me.
Brisa, ¿por qué portera? ¿Por qué decidiste ser portera de todas las posiciones tan hermosas que tiene el fútbol? ¿Por qué dijiste, no, yo aquí?
Pues primero fue el destino, fue circunstancial. En una ocasión la compañera que se jugaba de portera no asistió, entonces me tocó estar en esa posición. De ahí dejó de asistir al equipo y ya opté por quedarme ahí, hasta que pues ya en la preparatoria pude tener ya un entrenamiento específico de portera. De ahí pues ya me encantó, ¿no? Los movimientos, ¿no? que tienes que hacer para ser portera. Y pues al final ya cuando pues decidir entre qué posición, pues opté por portera porque me gustan los retos, las cosas difíciles, y pues siento que esa posición va ligada con mi personalidad.
So for the English-speaking people here, Brisa was just circumstantial. She said she was playing, and the goalkeeper didn't show up once, and so she had to, walk in, be the goalkeeper, and she enjoyed it. And then the girl stopped playing for the team, so she just stuck with it. Then at high school, it was finally when she had a good training as goalkeeper, and then she just loved it. She said she just loved the feeling, and now it has to do with her personality. Again, I think goalkeepers have to be crazy. They're different. They're different people. Everyone on the soccer team knows goalkeepers are different. And now, Natalia, I know your story, kinda, because you started with me, but why don't you tell us yours?
Well, I started playing at 15 years old at Noria FC. I used to play basketball and another sports. When I was little, I played with my cousins and my family, and everyone was like, "Okay, Nat, you go you are going to be goalkeeper." So it was like, okay. And then I went to Noria FC. I started training there because they need a goalkeeper for a tournament, and I think that I did it well. So I started being goalkeeper. Marisa helped me to train there. Like she gave me a kind of a scholarship. So then I trained there all my like 5 years, 6 years there. And then I received a scholarship here in Tecnológico de Monterrey, Campus Guadalajara. And I think that being a goalkeeper is amazing. I like to receive, like, I don't know. I like to play with my hands and do a lot of things that maybe as forward or something like that I couldn't. So I like that.
Well, you're a good forward too.
Yeah.
You were our secret weapon when we had two goalkeepers. You will always score for some reason. And yeah, I mean, I knew your story. She pretty much just walked in and had a state championship because we didn't have a goalkeeper. And you actually stopped PKs at that championship. Teresa, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you guys?
Very happy to have you. So
Thank you,
for
me too.
everyone joining right now, there's a place for Jordan national team.
Yeah.
And so this is the question. We just started. What made you choose to be a goalkeeper? I mean, we have now from all my family was goalkeeper, so I just figure out that was my path, to the girl that was the goalkeeper on my team didn't show up, to they didn't have a goalkeeper, but I played basketball and they thought I was going to be good. So what's your story? What, I mean, why goalkeeping?
So actually it started with
Yeah. Teresa, we lost you for a second, I think. Okay, well, we'll wait for Teresa. But so Megan, I have a question quick. Did your dad coach all of you too to be goalkeepers? I mean, do you have a little net and were you all like
yeah,
being
I'm
coached?
here again. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Internet connection. Yeah, so yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, you go ahead. Let's hear.
I want to hear your
it.
story.
So actually my story started with because of my father. We are only two sisters, and he liked to play football, but there's no sons, and he was always asking me to stand front like the door in the garage, and he just start shoot on me or playing football with me. And then after a while, he was maybe like a bit older. Then I tried to go on the street to play with the boys. So here a little bit it's the culture thing that the girls cannot play with the boys in the streets. So the boys they knew that I'm good, but they didn't want to get in contact with me or touch me. So they were always asking me to to go as a goalkeeper, and then like it starts from there. And then I went to school, I was like asking the girls, hey, let's play, and then I tried to collect like 5 girls to be a school team, and yeah, it starts from there.
So stories are quite different. I mean, it's amazing how it goes. I mean, stories are different, but to me, I mean, and now I'll admit it though. I was goalkeeper till I was 14, but I was too short.
Yeah, me
So
too. I'm too short.
are
Me,
you?
me too.
Yeah, but I can
Well,
jump high.
but
I can jump
so
high. Yeah.
can you? So I understand the being a goalkeeper is different. I mean, the whole sliding and you jumping and going after balls, you have to be crazy because
It's yeah, you have to, especially the facilities here. The stadiums, they are not well, like it's not natural grass. It's felt or sometimes tartan, artificial grass.
so Brisa, ¿cómo te preparas? How do you get ready for a PK? ¿Cómo te preparas para un penal?
Lo que hago primero pues es respirar profundo, tratar de pues enfocarme, de
She says
concentrarme.
deep breath and just focusing on the play.
Después ya es enfocarme en pues ligeramente abrir los brazos, tratar de hacerle pues, visualmente pequeña la portería, la cobradora, y de ahí
She
enfocarme
said, then I just open my arms trying to make a visual, the goal smaller for the shooter, and then just focus on the ball. Megan, what about you?
I think it kind of depends if it's in the run of play or if it's an actual shootout. Because I think in the run of play, you can kind of try to delay the shooter a little bit. You can have a little bit of gamesmanship, and maybe you're standing in front asking some questions of the referee and kind of delay them a little bit. Take your time, fix your gloves, slowly walk back to your line. You can kind of have that moment. I wasn't really that person. It wasn't really how I played, but I think a lot of people do it, and I think it can be effective. For me, I was more of similar to Brissa, where kind of make yourself look big, try to get yourself into some sort of zone of I either have a scout on where this person is going to shoot the ball, or maybe I have a little bit of a read based on their body language, and then just go for it because there's nothing to lose. If you save it, you're a hero. If you don't, then you just move on and go for the best.
Nat, what about you? How do you get ready?
Well, I really like penalties. I think that I'm good at them. So I think that I'm never nervous about that. So I like that. And I used to just stop in the line, have a bad face, like I'm going to kick your ass, you know? So yes, I'm trying just to intimidate the shooter. And that's it. I really like them. I enjoy them.
Teresa, what about you? Oh,
Yeah, yeah. The penalties. I think this moment when the referee whistle, I just go to the ball. I took it and I put it on the point. I don't let the player put it. This first of all. Then when the players comes, I just like be confident. Like just show them that I'm confident now. Um, then I go to the line, but at that moment I really don't hear anyone. I cannot hear anyone. I just look to the ball and to the player. I try to read the body language. Sometimes I recognize like where they are look to, which corner, how their body look like where they could shoot now. And sometimes I remember from my memories, if I played with these players before in a national team or different teams, maybe could they play on a right foot or on a left foot. But yeah, this moment I think it's like everything quiet. I'm just focusing at that moment.
That's interesting because, I mean, from what I'm hearing, por lo que oigo, everyone has similar types of, you just focus on the ball. So this brings my next questions for you guys. And number one is, can you tell if a shooter could miss? Because I remember at the 99ers documentary, Brianna Scurry said, I saw her at the 99 final and I knew she was going to miss it. I could tell she was going to miss that PK. So can you tell if someone's nervous, not nervous? And then do you guess? Do you have a favorite side? Or do you just say, okay, I'm going to go right, left, right, left, right, left? I don't know. Or do you go to your natural, because I know, usually you have a side that you can do better. I don't know how to explain that, but so can you tell? 2 questions, whoever wants to answer. Can you tell if a shooter is nervous and is going to miss? And do you just guess? Do you react to the ball?
Well, the first question, I think that yes, when the shooter is going to put the ball, you can see if it's nervous or not. So I think that when I see that, I'm more confident because I know that I can stop the ball or that she's gonna miss it. So yes. And the other question, I think that when the person that is going to kick the ball is right footer, yes?
Yeah, right footed.
Okay. They always cross the ball. Like, I don't know why, but they normally cross the ball. So I used to do that, like just change the side.
Brice, la pregunta si no es, si hablé rápido es si adivinas o no adivinas el penal o te lanzas, o si además si puedes notar si alguna tiradora va a fallarlo. O sea, si ves en el lenguaje corporal. Oh, Brice. Brice, estás unmutate. No sé cómo se dice en español. Ya.
No adivino, me enfoco en ver el balón hasta el último instante y más si se nota que la jugadora está nerviosa. Más en ese, a lo mejor si ya conozco la tendencia de dónde jugar, dónde tira la contraria, pues sí trato a lo mejor a veces de anticipar, ¿no? De estar alerta que posiblemente vaya a ese lado. Y pues la segunda pregunta de identificar si está nerviosa, a veces sí. Hay veces que sí se les nota en la cara, cuando están con ese nervio, ¿no? O más si en una situación dentro del partido se pudieron haber equivocado o también, ¿no? Si la porra está como ayudándonos, ¿no? En ese aspecto, entonces se puede notar que la persona está nerviosa.
Yeah. For English, Brisa says she waits. Then just watches the ball and waits and then just goes for it. And that she, same as Teresa said, if she knows the player and knows the tendencies or where that player usually shoots, she'll go for that. And then she'll take into consideration all the stuff going on, like, well, not COVID times, but before when there's a stadium, are people screaming? Is this player, that she could tell if they're nervous or not. But there's a lot of factors that can also help goalkeepers, like bleachers. Is there people screaming? As Megan said, is it a shootout or is it just a PK on a game? What about you guys? Can you tell if shooter's nervous? I suck at PKs, by the way. Suck.
Yeah. I think you can definitely tell when someone's nervous. They just kind of wear it in a different way than someone who walks up confidently to shoot it. The only time I really would guess is or move earlier is if I knew where someone had gone in the past. Then I would time it and really commit to that side. Otherwise, I kind of try to read the body language. I completely agree with Natalia. If someone's a right-footed shooter, a lot of the time they have to open their hips to go to the right side of the goal. They're right. So you can be watching for that. And if they don't open their hips, then you can see that they're probably going to go across their body. So watching for those little cues. And then if I don't see a cue, then I kind of just wait and do similar to Brissa, but try to read it as much as I possibly can before just picking a side and going.
What about you, Teresa? I mean, it's very similar. And I mean, I'm interesting because, I mean, obviously goalkeeper and soccer are different, but we're not talking even about training or anything. It's just the little things that goalkeepers do that go through nationalities. And, you know, the feelings, everything is pretty similar. What about you, Teresa? Teresa, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I don't guess before. I just wait until the second of shooting. Then, like what you said, guys, I try as much as I can to read the body language, how they look like, how they maybe could shoot, about them being nervous, yeah, for sure. And it's depend on the penalty shoot, if it's in the middle of the game or the end, or what is the score is, if it's like a final game or a friendly match. It's always different. Like each penalty in each situation, it's always different. But yeah, they are nervous. I'm always, I feel like I'm a little bit nervous, but I try also always to keep it inside me, to don't show it to them.
So yeah, not showing nervousness. And this comes my next question, which is kind of, in Spanish it's called cábalas, which is the little things that you do before a game. For me, as a coach now or a manager, I won't wear the same tennis shoes if we lose a game. I won't wear them. I know players who do this little things for luck. Do you guys have anything that you do the same before a PK that you think, this is what I do? I have to touch this post up and do this. Do you do anything crazy like that?
Well, I used to touch the 3 posts. So I think that's the only thing I used to do. But now I don't have anyone.
Yeah, I don't think I have any either. Really, nothing that I felt like made a difference on making a save or not. The only things are maybe just trying to make myself look bigger, but nothing for me to make myself feel more confident.
Teresa, do you have anything?
Yeah, I think I already told you. I just go take the ball and I put it on the point.
Well, en Brisa, ¿alguna cábala en los penales?
Pues en sí no tengo una. Si acaso sería solo pues levantar los brazos, no solo para ir haciendo visualmente la portería más pequeña, pero en sí no tengo que hacer algunas. Solo es como para distraer un poco a la jugadora, pero pues puede que lo haga si es una tanda de 5, pues puede ser que se lo haga a una que otra, bueno, dependiendo cómo esté la jugadora que va a tirar.
Well, Brisa said the same thing. No really little things. She just opens her arms and try to make the goal visually smaller for the shooter. And that it depends if it's if it's just in a game or it's a shootout, she'll do it in the third one or do little things. So, I mean, for me, it's crazy to hear what goes on, with a goalkeeper and a PK, because there's one thing that people said, that it's the loneliest place on the field. Then the hardest thing too, because at the end, you said it, Megan, the shooter is supposed to score. I mean, statistically, it should be that way, because you're just 9 meters out. The goal is big, 8 feet, 8.8. But then what goes? I mean, and this is the imagined world that I'm making. It's a shootout final. What goes through your mind? When the coach is saying this people, this person is shooting. You guys are in their own little world. Goalkeepers are preparing for what's coming. What goes through your mind? Pris, la pregunta es, en una tanda de penales, de 5 penales, en una final, donde el coach está diciendo, pues este tira. Y los porteros están un poquito en su mundo, es así. ¿Qué pasa por tu mente en ese momento? En ese momento de tengo que parar. What goes through you guys' minds when that's going on?
Well, I just think about my team, and I don't know, it's just think about them and finish well the tournament or the penalties, and know that all all we did was valió la pena.
Was worth it.
Yes, that's it.
Whoever wants to go. What goes through goalkeepers' minds?
Yeah, going into a shootout, I think when I've been successful, on the successful end, it's always a feeling of I just need one, right? I just want to save one of these, and you take them one by one. You can't do anything more than that and hope you make a save. But anytime there's an pressure or feeling, it shouldn't be that way. It should be let's go, I'm going to steal their glory. It feels like when you're a goalkeeper and you make those saves is I'm in that place of oh, I'm going to win this thing, let's go, versus anything else. If you're in any other mindset, then it's going to be really hard to get any read or guess or anything like that. When I was able to get into some sort of zone like that, that was when I was successful.
That's awesome. What about you, Teresa? What goes through your mind?
I only think that if I save it, I will be like a hero. Then I always try to be this hero. I did it many times in the league here and then tournaments, and it is a nice feeling.
Brice, ¿qué piensas cuando estás en una tanda así? ¿Qué es lo que pasa por tu mente cuando estás concentrándote?
Pues trato solo de respirar profundo, una estrategia de estar concentrada, solo enfocarme en el balón y estar atenta para poder llegar a parar el penal. Solo es en eso, y en sí no trato de pensar en algo más, salvo que yo ir contando el marcador, no tenerlo presente para solo motivarme, ¿no? Si la siguiente la paro, pues ya ganamos, ¿no? Entonces, solo es como o hay que pararla para que sigamos adelante. Solo tener en cuenta el marcador para motivarme a atajar el siguiente penal.
Kind of the same thing Bruce said. I just take, I don't think much. I just take deep breaths and focus on the ball. That's it. And I motivate myself. Kind of what Megan said with, this is the next one. We're winning. This is the end. We can keep going. Come on. So I think everyone is let's just get that one. That one can change the game. And it's insane because, and now I'm going to get a little deeper. And I don't know about Megan in the US. I think it's a little easier, but why is it so hard to find goalkeepers? Mexico is it's a big problem. Everyone knows. But, usually, why is it so hard to find goalkeepers? Are girls not interested in the position? Which, I mean, you have to be crazy, I know, but it's a lot of fun. But why is it so hard? Are they not getting enough training? And if you guys think it's mostly on the girls' side compared to the guys, like, is it easier to find a good male goalkeeper than a good female goalkeeper? You know, because this brings a lot. Is it training? Is it they're not interested? What do you guys think? Why? ¿Por qué es tan difícil, Brice, encontrar porteras buenas? Les decía que sobre todo en Estados Unidos quizá es menos, pero en México es un problema que crees no les interesa, llegan tarde, do you have a late training? ¿Y por qué es tan complicado o es más complicado encontrar porteras mujeres que hombres? And I mean, Jordan too, you know, I don't know what the deal is in Jordan about this, but is it easier to find, or is it easier to find goalkeepers?
No, it's never easy. The thing is that I'm glad that I'm a goalkeeper because like in this position I reached national team. It was like not much difficult for me. Like they asked me to play with the national team when I was 16 and the first national team. Then like I played really everywhere, like under 14, under 16, under 19, the seniors, futsal national team. I mean, it's not easy at all to find the goalkeepers here in Jordan. We are not many. I mean, the good ones. But the thing is that here they are waiting the player to tell that, hey, I would like to be a goalkeeper, or I am a goalkeeper. They don't work on the age groups. They don't try to find these, like to discover a players, check their bodies, if they're tall, if they have the talent. They just wait until the girls comes to them like, hey, I would like to play as a goalkeeper. We have like one case, like she was a defender, then they turn her to goalkeeper. It's like a small success story, but she's not like the best. But I mean, we don't work in the age groups.
What about the US, Megan? Because I think the US has a bigger pool of girls, or better training for goalkeepers, girls who want to be goalkeepers at a younger age. But is it hard to find, especially college, because you do college, is it hard to find good goalkeepers?
Yeah. I think it's definitely always hard to find good goalkeepers. I think it's such a unique position that there's a ton of athletes and there's a lot of goalkeepers playing the position. And really, I think a lot of that probably comes from most clubs. I don't think I know a club that doesn't have a goalkeeper coach, if not a couple in the big clubs here. But I do think they have started in the past, I don't know, few years of giving people exposure. Like when you're a youth player, you kind of have to do a week of goalkeeper training, or everyone has to rotate through that at some point. But I do think the finding very good goalkeepers can be really hard. I think sometimes in the US we get and I say this probably because I'm a smaller goalkeeper, but I do think we get hooked on the fact that goalkeepers need to be 6 feet tall. They need to be big. They need to be athletic and big and tall. But I think goalkeepers come in every size. And I think that when we just find more of the character of a person that should be a goalkeeper, they tend to do better. Last year I had a 5'4" goalkeeper and like a 5'10" or 5'11" goalkeeper competing. Both could do the job, but both were very, very different. And you just have to kind of mold both to do that. It's not a one size fits all position, I think. So I do think it's two things: coaching them to be different goalkeepers, not this is the one quintessential best way to be a goalkeeper. And I think kind of exposing them early has helped. But finding more of the mentality, this is the type of person, the weirdo, to be a goalkeeper. So now let's help her become a good goalkeeper, not let me find the tall kid and turn her into the mentality of a goalkeeper.
Okay, so that was good. I mean, it's not about the tallest girl of the team being okay, you can be a goalkeeper. It's about the personality kind of thing, and then how you
Yeah.
coach them. Which
Yeah.
I mean, and this is interesting because Megan coach, you coach goalkeepers too, so
Right.
it's always good to know what a coach should do because it's totally
Right.
different.
It is.
Not tú crees que well, I know what Natalia's going to say because I made her play many times because I didn't have another goalkeeper. Pero is it hard?
I think that it's hard, and I think that having a scholarship was not as hard as I think that in United States, but I don't know a lot of that a lot of that theme, you know. So I think it's hard and much more because of the personality, but that's it. I cannot add another thing about that.
Yeah. Well, and I think, and I always tell Nat can agree with me. Girls that are good goalkeepers a lot of times have easier access to scholarships because they're so rare. And a lot of times when a girl is deciding, because she's a really good goalkeeper, other position, I'm always thinking, pick goalkeeper. I mean, it's so hard to find because it's rare. I mean, I used to coach. I coach youth, and a good goalkeeper can change your game. That's it. Brisa, ¿crees que es difícil encontrar porteras buenas?
Sí, pues sí es complejo, ¿no? El que, bueno, existan porteras con una gran calidad técnica. Es complicado. Poco a poco ya en México sí ha aumentado, ¿no? el número de porteras con buenas cualidades que están jugando ya a nivel profesional. Yo creo en parte también por lo que implica la posición, ¿no? Que es complejo el recibir pues balones fuertes, ¿no? Golpes.
Es una mentada.
También, ¿no? El que sí, o con las contrarias, o el hecho también pues de muy rara vez podrás tú anotar un gol, ¿no? Entonces eso también es complicado, además de la personalidad y el talento que se requiere para ser portera.
Brisa said that, I mean, it's getting better, but it's really rare to find girls with the technical qualities that a goalkeeper needs too. And she said, you have to have that personality because it's not easy to receive shots. Not only do you receive shots, you're not going to score ever. So lots of girls want to score. Most kids want to score. But she said, and I agree, Brisa, estoy de acuerdo contigo. In Mexico, there's a lot of more good goalkeepers showing off with better training. But she said too, they have to have this personality. And I think too. I mean, I remember the goalkeepers that I play with or that I've coached. They have a different personality, different everything, and it's a difficult position. And Megan, this question goes to you because you're the one coaching. As a coach, what do you focus on when you're coaching your goalkeepers? Because I remember, I mean, Natalia I coached her, but I wasn't her goalkeeper coach. And a lot of times the team is running and you're looking at the goalkeepers and you're thinking, oh my God, they're dying. And this is a lot of people believe goalkeepers are the laziest or because they don't run as much. And I always think, contrary, they have to be the most athletics. The most athletic girl on the team is the goalkeeper. So how is it training goalkeepers different than a regular team or a regular position? What do you prepare and what do you focus the most?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think college is a little unique because we only get certain amounts of time with the players. So you're kind of in the fall, in your actual competitive season, you're preparing for games all the time. So it's very much like you're trying to feel good leading into the game and you want to hit a little bit of everything while maybe trying to subtly improve little things that they can do in the game. Not something that will take months to improve, something that they can functionally do in the game. And then in the off season, we get to spend some time on more of those athletic things that you're talking about, the physical side. And I think in coaching goalkeepers, it's a lot more short bursts and trying to replicate the game in training. So people do that in all different ways, but I believe in working on things that you're going to do in a game. You're very rarely going to dive 6 times in a row, jump over something, and do that in a game. So, but some people train that way, and if it works, that's great. For me, it's, you know, trying to do things that will happen in a game over and over again so that you have seen that situation before or something similar when you actually play in a game. So I do think it's a lot more of those short bursts, jumping, 5-6 yards sprinting, reading different situations, so that you can make the right decisions and get yourself in the right spot. So it's a little unique.
And oh my God, Brisa, es como si estuviera oyendo tu entrenamiento. As I'm listening to Brisa's coaching, because I mean, I'm outside all the time, and it's game situations. You said it, you're not going to dive 6 times and jump over hurdles in a game. So I think it's about, I've seen this before, and I know how to react to this, more game-like. Porque, Brice, tus entrenamientos son así, son mucho más enfocados generalmente a lo que vas a ver en el juego. Y entonces lo que dice Megan es que es lo que oigo todos los días cuando te están entrenando, es situaciones de juego, situaciones, game situations, game situations, game situations. So that's funny. I mean, and I think that goalkeeper coaching approach is changing.
Yeah.
Towards, you used to just jump hurdles, and to now it's, let's make it more about the game and what you're going to see.
Right, for sure.
So, Teresa, about you play national team. What's the experience at a national team level? How is it different from club training? Is there any difference? From your club, you're playing professional, then you go to your national team camp. Is it similar? And how do you prepare for a national team game? Because I mean, a lot of people want to know that. Do you prepare differently too?
A lot of praying. Yeah, actually, yeah, there is a big difference between playing with the club or a national team, and there is a difference between playing with a new club or playing with a club for 10 years or 15 years. Here in Jordan, we started the contract for a players last year only. So I was playing the same club for around 13 years. And then last year I moved to the other one. So this move was different for me. For sure, there is a difference. It's like with the national team, it's more official responsibilities. With the club, the first one I used to play with, it was like a family thing. 13 years with almost the same players, the management team, the field, everything is the same. So it was like more a family, friends, and it's also for the coaches. The goalkeeper coach, he's only dealing with three to four goalkeepers. Yeah, 2 to 4 goalkeepers. So it's not like the head coach is dealing with 20 or 15. So you feel the goalkeeper coach is more close to the goalkeepers. He's like a friend of them. It's different than the head coach. And I like the coach to create this nice atmosphere. It was always like taking thousands of shoots and the training, and then on the game maybe you got 1 or 2, 5, not much, but you should take this responsibility.
And Brisa, pregunta para ti, porque now I'm doing different, because we have different backgrounds, which is amazing. And now it's sobre tú, y para la gente que sepa, for people to know, because, you know, we're talking about college training as a coach, now national team. Now we're going to talk pro, because Brisa plays for a professional team. And cómo es su entrenamiento en el día a día en un equipo profesional. Para que la gente lo sepa, I just asked Brisa, what's her day-to-day in a professional team? How's her training? Y cómo cambia, por ejemplo, de igual tu entrenamiento antes que tenías en un equipo que no era profesional.
¿Cómo es ya en un equipo profesional el entrenamiento? Pues ya va enfocado, como mencionan, a situaciones de juego, ¿no? Preparar el partido de la semana o de media semana enfocado al rival que nos vamos a enfrentar.
A ver, voy traduciendo. ¿Sí, no? She says, I'm going to translate and then she keep going. Otherwise, I miss half of the stuff she says. She said it's different because it's like Megan said, more game situations. But she said we also analyze our rival. So we have, you know, we study the other team and know what they do. Ya, Brice, sigue.
Sí, enfocado también corregir detalles que vimos en el partido anterior, que se pueden cambiar para ir sumando pues en el desarrollo individual.
And we focus on things that my coach saw on my last game. And I am a witness of that because her coach usually has to stand up on the bleachers with me. And he's writing and writing and writing and writing and writing. And she said we do that so individually I become a better player and we can help the team. Sigue, please, perdón. Si no se me va todo lo que dices.
Sí, pues primero, bueno, la parte técnica o ejercicios ya muy simplificados, pues solo son para calentamiento. Ya la parte ya pues principal del entrenamiento ya enfocado en porteras es ya situaciones reales de juego, ¿no? A lo largo de la semana se va dividiendo, a lo mejor un día sí es técnica específica en un movimiento, a lo mejor recueste y ya acercándonos al día de juego ya es más situación de juego de pies y también fildeo, ¿no? Que es como nos vamos preparando.
She said that usually the little individual things are just for warm up and then they do game situation and that it's a different situation every training. So at first, you know, the first couple of days they might do how I slide and then one day it might be just feet, playing with my feet, but they usually focus on one thing. And now this is a question for Nat, because you're the only one doing college. You have a scholarship. But this is towards COVID too. How, because you're training with your team, but what can a goalkeeper do? Like you're playing college. You're not training with your team because they cannot. I mean, Megan, your team is different, I think. They're already training. Here in Mexico, college teams cannot train yet. So they're doing via Zoom throughout the semester. But what do you do? Do you have a special training for that? Or do you have to do your own couple training? How has COVID kind of gotten to your development? And what can you do? Or what can goalkeepers do to keep working at home? Because a lot of people are in this situation.
Well, we train at Zoom, as you already said. So it's so hard for me and for all the team. Like it's something that we are not used to. We train at 1 p.m. to 3. And for goalkeepers, we start training like the 3 first months at our homes, but we train with some YouTube videos the coach sent it to us. But now we have a problem with one of the goalkeeper coaches, so we don't have coach now. And like my coach and the, how do you say, preparador físico?
At the PT, physical trainer.
Yes, they give me extra work but it's more like to be more strong. But I'm not training like a goalkeeper. I'm not doing that kind of exercises. So I think that is hard for me. But I used to see some of my friends, like two friends or three, 2 times a week. So they helped me to train. Like they make some kicks and that kind of things. But yes, it's so hard for me now to like be a goalkeeper and not having a coach that helped me, because I know that I need to improve a lot of my movements and I can't do that because I don't have someone that can coach me. So yes, it's so hard for me, and I'm at Guadalajara. I'm not at Puebla, so that's hard too, because I can't go to Noria FC to train, So I'm here and I'm trying to do my best to keep like working and improving, but it's not the same.
Yeah, you don't get to see my pretty face every day now.
Thanks God.
But yeah, and this is because I mean I know people watching for goalkeepers watching. This is the thing is COVID has put a lot on goalkeepers because number one, you cannot do a lot of the training at home because you need a lot more. You need a lot more space. Um, I think you can do some stuff, but then college teams here and players are struggling, and I mean it's real. So Megan, can a goalkeeper train at home with no space and nothing?
Yeah, I think there's only so many things you can do because a lot of the time you need another person. You can't really kick a ball at yourself unless you have a good sized wall.
Yeah.
So I think if you do have another person, that's great. If you don't, then you use a wall as much as you can. And then if you don't have really space with a wall, I think it becomes more of using your feet as much as you can, maximizing your strength as much as you can. And then I think there are certain things you can do that are more physical based, like diving onto a dead ball. It's a little more physical. You can get some pressure training, as many would say, and work on very subtle techniques without someone hitting a ball at you. I know some people kind of like throw a ball off the roof of their house and then jump to catch a high ball. You just have to get really creative, but it does eliminate the gameplay aspect because I do think it's really hard to replicate having defenders in front of you and things going on and still needing to make a save. But I think it becomes a control what you can, get better at the things you can, and deal with the match play when it comes.
And this is for everyone too. This is a good question, and this is the best advice you guys are going to give to future goalkeepers. How do you get the stink out of your gloves? Do you wash them? Do you use air dry them? I'm sorry, I've been just thinking about this because goalkeeper gloves are the nastiest thing there are.
This is only a question that a non-goalkeeper would ask.
I'm saying I'm not a goalkeeper. I'm not a goalkeeper, but I remember, well, having the goalkeeper next to me when I played, and I wanted to puke. I wanted to puke every time she took her gloves off. So, do you wash your gloves? Best question ever. Come on.
It's the worst thing that maybe you can do because it makes it worse. The smell. I just keep them always outside the bag. I don't put them in the bag at all. I have a car and I always put them in the back of the car. So there's always like they dry.
It has to be amazing to go in your car
But
after
I never.
a long hot day in Jordan. You're walking to Teresa's car,
So they are too much dry.
and it has that nice smell every time.
Actually, yeah, putting them on a bag, a bad thing, and washing them from my experience, it's always like make them worse.
Brisa, ¿lavas tus guantes o no? Porque el olor es horrible. El olor es el más feo que he olido en el mundo. O sea, en general de las porteras. Entonces les estoy preguntando, ¿los lavan? ¿Los dejan colgando?
No, pues regularmente los dejo colgando, que se oren. Lo que hago es
Air dry.
usar un par un día, los dejo que se sequen un día y voy intercalando. Ya cuando sí es muy necesario lavarlos, porque ya se notan sucios y los lavo. Pero mi estrategia es más para que no huelan feo, es dejarlos orear todo un día, entonces ir intercalando un par un día, otro para el otro.
She says she air dries them too and changes like clothes every practice, and then just as if they look just horrible, then she'll wash them, but won't help the smell. Megan, I know you loved my non-goalkeeper question.
Yes, I mean it. I think that you just get used to it. But there are times if it gets like there's so much in it that you need to rinse them out. But I only use water. Like I wouldn't use anything else, and then you just air dry them. The best is they just the most important is they just have to get dry, or else the next day your hands they just are wet and they smell from the start. So the drying is it's a big one.
And Nat,
I think that my gloves never smell so bad because I change them. Yes, Marisa, you know that. I always change them because I have problems with that too. It's like I can smell my hands like that, and I try to wash my hands, and the smell is still there, so that affects me too. And I change them, but I used to only let them dry, like some fresh air, and that's it. But I don't have. I never wash them. Maybe my mom sometimes wash my gloves,
I'm sure she did.
but I don't know. I didn't notice because she of course washed it. I know that. I know that she did.
I know your mom. Yeah, I'm sure she washed them. And Megan, you were saying take someone to practice with you at home. Nat will take her grandpa. And she will have her. It was one of the best videos that I've ever saw. He's just cheering her. And I mean, we're almost done. And I have just one thing. And what advice would you give to girls who want to be goalkeepers? If you, I mean, not you're younger, but if you said, I wish someone would have told me this when I was training, when I was wanting to get there, what advice would you give girls?
I think that have a lot of confidence because, of course, it's hard to just fly and have like the floor there and don't know what to do. And for me, it's like confidence. I think that I always have it, but when I have my injury in my knee, it was like starting again, and I think that that was the hardest part. But I think that confidence and always like keep dreaming and doing what you really want to do. And I always dream to have a scholarship uh, out of Puebla, and I did it. So I think that yes, just dream, be confident, train every day, and well, I don't know, just that. I that's my advice.
Teresa, what
Um,
advice would you wish someone would have given you?
what advice I wish someone if they give it to me?
Yeah, or what advice would you give a girl who wants to be a goalkeeper?
Um, it's the nice position in the field. You have your penalty box. This is your home. You just try to save your goal. And for girls, it is much easier to reach good places in football because of being a goalkeeper. So it's the door. Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Megan?
I think I wish someone had told me that it's not so serious. Like it feels like when you get scored on, it's the end of the world and it's your fault and you could have done better. And when I was playing, it was like I always thought I could have done something better, even if it was a screamer in the top corner. And that's a really hard place to do your best every day. So trying to just control what you can and do the best you can without putting so much weight on every goal. Being able to just let a goal go, whether it was your fault, whether it wasn't, whether you could have done this little bit better and maybe saved it, and try to just maximize what you can while really just enjoying it. And then I think that's when you get to play your best. It's a little more like my dad would call it playing with abandon. You're just kind of free and do what you can and then try to get better the next day and do what you can and do it
No.
a little better.
No, it's great advice from all of you because I think, yeah, you said it, Teresa. It's a great position. It's a really fun position. I think we've seen that you do have to have certain personality and certain something to play that position, because it's not easy. And some people think, because I've heard it, oh, they could have gotten that, but they don't understand the speed that the ball goes at you. And when you're playing at a pro level, national team level, college level, the shots are unbelievable, and goalkeepers do a lot. So it's been great learning from you guys. We had different countries, different backgrounds, different everything. I mean, Brisa had to leave, but it's been an amazing thing. And I said it, Megan, I was going to talk as I didn't know anything about goalkeepers. I really don't, because I'm a coach and I know the basics, but I usually coach the team, and coaching goalkeepers is such a different thing that as coaches, you understand the importance, but we don't really know how to coach a goalkeeper in a lot of things. So thank you guys for everything. I've learned a lot. Love talking to you guys. And I think Dina already broke the record. Now it's about knowing how many goals she's scoring. Last I checked, because I'm checking, was 5,010. So she's over 2,000, 3,000 over the last record. She's crazy. I mean, Megan, you want to kill it with her. I think she's gonna put the bar real high on PKs. Thank you guys for everything. It's been a great broadcast, and I will see you.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
Okay.
nice to meet you all, guys.
So